Hello and welcome to my video. My name is Steven Sievert, and in this video we'll be looking at the Project Management Institute, or PMI, and its purpose, its offerings, and most importantly, the certifications and credentials that they offer to project management professionals. So I won't spend a lot of time talking about myself. Obviously, we're here to talk about the PMI. And before we dig too deeply into the certifications that the PMI offers, I wanted to take a second to outline what the Project Management Institute is and how it came to be. From the PMI website, which is linked at the end of this video and in the description, we can see that the PMI was the brainchild of Jim Snyder and Gordon Davis, who decided to form the professional organization in 1969 to provide a way for project managers to associate and share information, with the initial group having their first formal meeting at the Georgia Institute of Technology in Atlanta on October 9th of that year. Shortly after, they filed articles of incorporation in Pennsylvania with 5 founding members: James Snyder, Eric Jennett, Gordon Davis, E.A. Ned Ingman, and Susan C. Gallagher. The group continued to grow and develop professional project managers for decades, with the first edition of the Project Management Body of Knowledge, or the PMBOK, being published in 1996. The flagship publication serves as a standard and a fundamental resource for effective project management in any industry, and it's currently in its 7th edition. The PMI is a standard development and publication organization, and as such, the PMBOK includes the standard for project management as the foundation that the body of knowledge is built on, and it's served as the definitive project management standard since its first publication. The organization states that they are driven by a set of unchangeable core values that are crucial for effective project management, which are project management impact. This is the belief that project management is a critical competence that has a positive influence on organizational results and society. Professionalism, that accountability and ethical behavior ensures our commitment to PMI stakeholders. Volunteerism, PMI believes that volunteers and effective volunteer partnerships with staff are the best way to accomplish the goals and objectives of the organization. Diversity, equity, inclusion, or DEI. PMI believes that DEI is the center of what they do, with project management being a broad industry that always strives for inclusion and that honors the diversity that enriches the global community. And then community. PMI believes in bringing members of the global project management community together as the best way to advance the profession and facilitate growth, which is exactly how the organization started in 1969. And finally, engagement. PMI tries to encourage diverse viewpoints and enabling individuals to contribute to the project management profession and to the Institute. So these are the core values that drive the activities at PMI. I hope that gives you an idea of who they are and what they set out to do. And with that, we'll start talking more specifically about how they set up to train and credential project management professionals by diving into their certification offerings. So PMI offers several certifications and many credentials to showcase the expertise of project management professionals, which can be achieved after qualifying criteria is met and when the individual has passed an exam to ensure that they have the right practical experience and understanding of the body of knowledge to be credentialed as a professional in the field. These credentials are internationally recognized, with PMI being the most influential organization of its kind, having developed the standards, body of knowledge, and all the training needed from decades of input from the vast network of professionals who have contributed to the Institute since its inception in 1969. There are 8 core certifications, which we'll talk about here, as well as several new Agile certifications and many credentials that we'll touch on a little later in the video. So the first is the PMP. This is the Project Management Professional, and this is what PMI considers to be the gold standard in project management. You've likely seen this credential behind people's names on their LinkedIn profiles. This is the flagship project management certification. The description on the site reads that the certification validates your competence to perform the role of a project manager, leading and directing projects and teams. This one will continue to be very important in the future, as research cited in the PMI site suggests that 2.2 million new project-oriented roles will need to be filled by employers each year through 2027. So people with the PMP who have demonstrated competency in project management will be in very high demand for the foreseeable future. And like any certification, there is criteria that needs to be met to qualify to register for the exam. The preferred qualifications would be that the applicant has a 4-year degree, that they've had 36 months of leading projects, and that they've had 35 hours of project management education or training, or the CAPM certification. And the 4-year degree requirement can be waived with 60 months rather than 36 months of leading projects. So next is the CAPM. This is the Certified Associate in Project Management. It's very similar to the PMP. It illustrates the credentialed professional has the demonstrated understanding of the fundamental knowledge, terminology, and processes of effective project management. This is really great for people that want to distinguish themselves as project management professionals and be seen as an asset working on or with project teams, but maybe not in the same capacity as a PMP or leading the projects with the same level of size and complexity. And as such, there are slightly less stringent prerequisite requirements to apply, having the applicant only need a secondary degree, like an associate's degree, and 23 hours of project management education. This is more like an intermediate step toward the PMP. The PMI PBA is the PMI Professional in Business Analysis, and like the name would imply, this is a credential that highlights the professional's acumen in business analysis to work effectively with stakeholders to define business requirements, to shape the output of projects, and to drive successful business outcomes. It's a very interesting certification that can have huge impact in being able to truly define business objectives and deliverables to ensure that projects are aligned with the organization's strategic vision and goals and that they're completed successfully, ultimately leading to the organization's success. While there are specific certifications for these, this is a certification that would be well suited for project or program managers who have business analysis as part of their leadership role. Prerequisites here would consist of a secondary degree, again like an associate's degree, and 60 hours of business analysis experience and 35 hours of education in the field. The PGMP, like I mentioned with the last certification, is the Program Management Professional certification. This is great for professionals who manage multiple complex projects to achieve strategic goals and organizational results. People with this skill set and these credentials are always in high demand in complex industries like the automotive industry, where I came from, where contracts need to be negotiated, suppliers tooled up, capacity analyzed, program launch deadlines met throughout the supply chain, etc. It'd be no doubt that people with this credential would always be in high demand, always find high-paying work. The prerequisites here are secondary degree, 48 months of project management experience, or a PMP, and 84 months of program management experience within the last 15 years. Moving on to the PFMP, or the Portfolio Management Professional. This one is a bit unique in that it bridges the gap between strategy and implementation, with professionals being able to maximize ROI, waste less money, and provide more value for their organizations. Practitioners are able to manage a portfolio of projects and programs aligned with the organizational strategy to, again, provide the most value possible for their companies. To qualify for this, you have to go through a panel review, have 96 months of professional business experience in the last 15 years, have a secondary degree, and have 84 months of portfolio management experience. So you really need to be a senior level practitioner or an executive to qualify for this credential. Next is the Risk Management Professional, or the PMI RMP. This is for folks with expertise in specialized area of assessing and identifying project risks, as well as being able to mitigate those risks and threats and capitalize on identified opportunities. Risk management and risk-based thinking are a major part of nearly all international business standards these days, and for good reason, with most high-performing organizations practicing risk management formally in their daily operations, and most low performers not doing so. People with a specific skill set to be risk management professionals are key players in projects and within organizations to help mitigate problems that could damage the business and identify opportunities to be exploited. To qualify for this exam, for this credential, you'll need a secondary degree, 36 months of project risk management experience in the past 5 years, and 40 hours of risk management education. The next is the PMI SP. It's a scheduling professional. This is someone with demonstrated knowledge and experience with developing and maintaining project schedules, also a key player in the project team, and a role that cannot be overlooked. To qualify for the exam to be a scheduling professional, you'll need a secondary degree, 40 months of project scheduling experience in the last 5 years, and 40 hours of specific project scheduling education. And finally, the last certification that we'll be looking at is the PMI Project Management Ready. This one is really cool. It's meant to introduce high school and post-secondary students to the concepts of project management. It's a great program to introduce students to the concepts, the skill sets, the methodologies of project management in a very broad sense, and it opens doors for them for a wide range of career paths, and it also supports them in their daily activities and the rest of their education. So I do want to take a brief look at some of the additional certifications and the many credentials that are offered through the certification framework. Aside from the certifications that we've already looked at, there are several new Agile certifications highlighted on the screen that are offered by PMI. This is showing how the organization continues to be a leader in standardizing innovative ways of handling project management. These certifications are more about understanding toolkits than frameworks, with knowledge and practical experience in Agile and Scrum being crucial to startups and extremely competitive organizations that are breaking away from traditional methods of doing business. Okay, so then also we have several micro credentials in yellow on the screen. These are courses that focus on developing in-demand skills in specific areas like agile project management, metrics, organizational transformation, construction and materials management, and more. I won't go into each of these agile certifications and many credentials in detail, but you can learn more about them at pmi.org. I'll have the link to that on the last slide and in the description of this video. So this slide is showing the certification framework. All of the PMI certifications are organized within this framework with the rows or tiers in different colors. This might be helpful for anyone considering pursuing a PMI certification. It's a great way to understand where each certification sits within the framework and how that might align with their current level of experience. So just kind of highlighting here the first tier. This is for professionals that are new to projects who might have 0 to 3 years of experience. This includes the Project Management Ready certification for students, the CAPM, the PMI ACP, the DASM, and the DASSM. The next tier in blue there is for skilled practitioners, 3+ years of experience. This includes the PMP, the PMI PBA, the DAVSC, and the DAC. Next in purple, and this next tier is it doesn't have a specific time frame attached to it, but these are certifications for highly specialized certifications or roles. I won't read each one of these, but a lot of the micro credentials are in here, as well as the more specific certifications like the risk management professional and the scheduling professional that we covered earlier in the video. So again, these are for highly specialized skills and roles. And then lastly, we have down here in the gray, this is senior level practitioners who have 8+ years of experience. These are certifications that are for the very complex and strategic professionals, the program management professional, the portfolio management professional that we covered earlier in the certifications. So it just kind of goes to show how the framework works, where you might fit as far as your level of experience and expertise and what certifications you might want to pursue. So this last being the most experienced and the highest level of professionals. Okay, so I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I hope that you've learned a lot through this video about the PMI, about their offerings, about the certifications that you might be able to pursue within the organization. If you'd like to learn more, you can visit their website, pmi.org. It's there on the screen. I'll have it in the description in the video. You can sign up and you'll get huge discounts on your training and exams if you're a member. And also, if you're a student, you get huge discounts on your membership also. So it's definitely worth checking out the website. Again, thank you all for your time, and I hope you learned a lot. I know that I have. Thank you.